Welcome back to Red Hawk Media. We're looking at Flash again, and today we're going to talk about movie clips. Movie clips are very interesting feature for Flash because they can be embedded into a single frame here. And while there's lots of animation going on, it only takes up a single frame in your timeline. So I'll give you a quick for instance here. I've created on my stage an aqua background here, and then we've got some clouds, and this is what it looks like actually when we actually play through it. So right now I have 3 movie clips that are grouped together as one movie clip in one frame. And that'll start to make more sense as we go through the process here. So this is what it looks like. You got the clouds coming in at the same exact time and going out at the same exact time. And that's what the Swift looks like. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start a new document. And right away what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for my sky color. So I'm going to go over to the stage on the right side. Instead of adding another layer, I'm just going to make the stage this color. So I'm going to come in here and pick out my sky color. Alright, now next step here is I've got to draw some fluffy little clouds here. This is like a Bob Ross moment for me. If you don't know who Bob Ross is, you should check him out online. Very interesting. Worked for the public news station, Channel 21, for years. And here's what we got. We're going with our first cloud. So let's go ahead and draw this fluffy little beast here. And voila. And let's get a little guy here kind of in the middle. And we're going around like that. Make sure all your lines are connected, otherwise your fill won't work later. And let's draw another guy here. Robust cloud. Okay, excellent. So I got my clouds. Let's go ahead and fill these in here. So I'm going to grab my paint bucket, make sure that the fill is on white here for my clouds, and I'm going to go ahead and click in here, fill these in. This one I must not have connected all the lines, so we'll go ahead and just redo that really quick here. Grab my eraser, get that all out of there, right there, and grab the pencil tool, and there we go, and let's get that guy back in there. And draw that in there. Okay, now that we're all set there, let's go ahead and fill him in. And we've got 3 clouds right now. I'm going to switch over my selection tool. And one by one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these into symbols. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the top one first because it'll be easiest to select. Okay, I go ahead and draw a box around the entire thing, select it, and I should get that nice pixelated little gradient that lays over the top of it all. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this to a symbol. Now in the past tutorials we've used graphics as symbols, and that's pretty much it. And we've also went without converting it to a symbol when we were doing the shape tweening here. So now I'm going to go ahead and make this a movie clip. I'm going to go ahead and, for the sake of ease, and name these. I'm going to call this Cloud 2. And OK. And I'm going to just drag Cloud 2 out of the way so I can select the other stuff a little bit easier. And let's go ahead and select the other cloud. So we got that one. Now let's go ahead, right click on the cloud, convert to symbol, and I'm going to call this Cloud 3. Make sure it's a movie clip, and OK. And for the next part, we select our very first cloud. Be careful not to get the other one here. Actually, I should deselect all those clouds first before I get carried away here. And right click on it, convert to symbol, Cloud 1, movie clip, and OK. So now I've got all these converted into movies, and they don't really do much. In fact, if I were to test this out, it would do absolutely nothing. But here's the slick part about using movie clips. I have one frame on my timeline right now, and in a short while I'm going to have 3 different movies that are going to be doing their own animation all within that one frame. Okay? Here's how it works. We're going to go ahead and group all of the clouds together now into one movie so that they all play together simultaneously. So I go ahead and highlight all of them. So all 3 boxes are now selected, and I'm going to right click on this. And let's try that one more time here. Right click on it, and I go to convert symbol again. Now I'm going to make this whole thing, clouds, all, into a movie clip. And OK. So now I've got the blue line going around everything that's selected in here. So I've got one large movie clip, and we are ready to begin the process. So I'm going to go ahead to edit this. It's going to bring up a separate timeline, and it's going to go into the movie clip timeline. So I'm going to double click on this. There we go. And we've got clouds all. Now, here's where you can kind of keep track of where you are and which timeline you're in. So, scene 1 is the overall canvas with all the different animations that are on it happening simultaneously. Clouds all, that's got all of the clouds in it, and they will have their own timeline of animation. Now, it doesn't look like much has changed down here because what I need to do first is I need to break these 3 clouds up onto their own layers. So now I'm going to go ahead and right click on these again, and I'm going to go to distribute to layers. That way it's going to take cloud 1, cloud 2, cloud 3 and break them all up onto their own layers. Let's see how that works. If I look down here on my timeline, again, I'm in the clouds all section, so I know I'm editing the animation for the clouds. Here's the timeline for that. Now, it's got this extra layer in here, which I don't need, so I'm going to delete that out of. The main thing is I've got cloud 1, cloud 2, cloud 3. And if you want to keep these in any kind of order, you feel free to drag them around here. Just remember whichever is at the bottom is going to be in the background, whichever is at the top is in the foreground. So, cloud 1, let's go ahead and start there. We're going to do a very simple animation. We're going to come into frame 50. We're going to insert our keyframe. And this is where you're going to see a lot of things starting to tie together of what we've previously done. So on frame 50, I want the cloud to move in, about that much here. Okay? And then I'm going to go out to frame 100. I'm going to create a keyframe there. Okay? And I want the cloud to just go back about that much, just a little bit more. Okay? Now I've got my 2 keyframes created. Let's go ahead and start with the classic tween. So it's coming back to haunt us here. Create a classic tween. Create a classic tween. And we know that we've done everything right because we've got our keyframes that start and finish. We've got our purple or lavender box here, and then we've got the arrow indicating that there's some motion going on. So if I play this through, you can see it goes into the middle of the canvas and then it goes back. Now, being that this is a movie clip, when it gets back into the actual scene and we play this, it'll just keep repeating, which is pretty slick. So let's go ahead and finish the same process for cloud 2 and 3. Going to cloud 2, I'm going to insert my keyframe, and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it opposite of the other one just a little bit. There we go. And let's come out to frame 100 and insert my keyframe, and I'm going to drag it back a little bit more. Okay, so I've got my 2 start and stop positions, create my classic tween, and then we've got a third one. Come back to the third. Okay, so I have these all animated. If we take a look at this, playing it all the way through here, they come in, they go out, pretty slick. Okay, now, all that is happening on these 3 layers within the movie clip here. So my timeline is all complete within the clouds all. If I go back to the original scene now, nothing has really changed here. I've got 1 frame, it looks like, and I've got 1 layer that's going on, and then I have this movie that's sitting on top of it. Okay, so it's all self-contained within the movie clip. If we want to test this out to see what it's going to look like in the actual movie format, I go to Control, and I can go to Test Movie in Flash Professional.
Madeline McHugh and Victor Martinelli for the counseling office. Madeline McHugh
Now,
and Victor Martinelli for
we
the
have
counseling office.
our movie playing here. So it comes in, and it goes out, and then it comes back in. Okay, you got the idea. There's a little bit of a jump there. Ideally, I'd like that to be a little smoother, so I'd want my start and stop positions to be closer together. So on that last tween, I'd want to actually take the cloud in, put it back to its original starting position here, and that would be smoothest for the playing so it doesn't jump. But you can see it just keeps looping like that. Now, your job for today is to create the clouds, all moving independently as movie clips. And then I want you to create a series of waves actually going across the bottom. So we're going to have some waves going across here, a couple different layers of those going opposite of each other like one of those really cheesy plays. And then I want a boat coming across from left to right all the way across the stage. And let's go ahead and get a sun that peeks out of the corner. It just shows up, it rotates a little bit, and then it goes back out. Okay, so that's your job today. I can give you a hint that they're all going to be separate movie clips. Good luck with that. Thanks for joining us again at Red Hawk Media, and we'll see you again.